make it halfway through anyway.
We're joined now by a frequent guest on Breakfast with the Arts, opera star DEBORAH VOIGT, a former Met Opera National Council winner, and LAQUITA MITCHELL, one of the newest Met Opera Council winners. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
How does it feel right now? A little whirlwind tour that happens on stage and right here on television. How do you feel right this minute?
I'm like overjoyed and like so surprised, and I'm sitting next to Debbie Voigt, so I'm just...
Things are good, right?
Yeah, things are great.
You were chosen to sing first in the finals round. Was that good? Was that bad? How did you feel about that?
You know, it was fine. It was totally fine. Last summer I sang in a competition in Vienna, and I sang second out of 13 singers, and I won that competition, so it was fine. I'd rather go first in the first half of the program, therefore, you know, the jitters won't eat away at me. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Debbie, what do you remember of your year in the Met competition?
Well, it was pretty exciting. Just walking out on that stage for the first time and seeing the expanse of that space was really overwhelming. And in those days, we had to learn ensembles, and in the time that we came to New York, and prepare them while we were there. And most of the time, it was music that we didn't know, and it was a lot of pressure. It was really a lot of pressure. Not that what you did was any less full of pressure. I mean, just standing backstage yesterday and, you know, watching all these singers, I thought, there is no way that I want to go back there again. No way. Been there, done that.
Yeah. And usually in past years, it's all the young people performing, but this year you had all the big stars because of the 50th anniversary. Did that add to the tension, or was that comforting in some way?
It was comforting. Definitely comforting, and so exciting for us to see some of our favorite singers singing incredible arias and looking fantastic on stage. So it was definitely a great thing for us young singers to see, something to aspire to, I hope.
Ultimately, what did this competition, winning this competition, do for you, Debbie?
Well, it brings a lot of attention. It has so much history behind it, and all of the agents tend to sort of watch and see who's winning, and opera companies, and so
record labels too.
Record labels, everybody, and so it sort of pushes you into the eye of the career a little bit sooner than you might have been had you not been a part of the competition.
There were 1,500 people when this competition started. It went down to 3. Give us a little bit of your journey. The first time you entered this competition was where? In Texas?
Yes, in San Antonio, Southwest region. I entered in February, and there were 61 singers at that time, and they narrowed it down to 10, and then I was the one of 10, and they sent on one person from that region.
And then was there something in between there and coming to New York?
Yes, there was. I sang for the London Foundation and received an encouragement award there. So.
But while you're studying in Texas now, you were born and raised right here in New York City.
I am a New Yorker. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I was so happy to sing on the stage yesterday at home. You know, I'm home, so
and
had really, really good.
I assume, maybe, I don't know, that had you been there before at the Met Opera and seen many operas there?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely. I think, yeah, since I was 14 years old, I'd been going there. The first opera that I actually saw was Die Walküre, and Jessie Norman was in the production, and she actually bought the ticket for me to go. So that was my first opera.
How did you meet her? What was the connection there?
Well, I attended LaGuardia High School of the Performing Arts, and I was a voice major there. And I was given the opportunity to meet Jesse Norman and maybe about 10 other girls. And we met Miss Norman, and we went on a tour of the Met, and we met every woman that was in charge of a major department there. And to culminate the whole thing, we also saw her performance, and we went to the Met bookshop, and we bought CDs and books and things like that. And she was the first person that I saw on stage, and I said, you know, I think I can do that. I think.
And was it that experience that got you interested in opera?
Yes, it was.
I mean,
Yes,
you're a
it
young
was.
person. I'm always curious. It probably could have been Broadway or rock or pop.
But it was just,
why
it just
this
happened
music?
to be this. I don't know. It happened to be this. I grew up singing everything, gospel, jazz. You know, I grew up in church, and I sang everything. But this was such a challenge, and the costumes, the awe of it. I just fell in love with it. So.
Well, Debbie's here. She's been doing this for a while. Any advice you want to ask the person who's been doing it for a while?
Well, yeah, I guess I'd like to ask, what advice would you give to young singers or someone like myself, soprano, a lyric soprano, on the road, you know, just trying to...
Well, I think probably the best thing I could tell you is just to keep really focused. And while winning the Met auditions is a fabulous thing, and a lot of the things that are going to come along your path are going to be wonderful experiences and great opportunities, I think it's important not to be sidetracked by all of those sorts of things, and to keep your focus on everything that you need to do to accomplish your career goals, and to try to set clearly defined goals for yourself, whatever that might be, whether it's repertoire or concert work that you want to do or recital work or anything. But to try and stay really focused and not get caught in the sort of trappings of being an opera singer. I think that people get sidetracked sometimes. That would be my best advice. Other than like maybe going to medical school or something like real.
I know.
The nature of what we saw in the competition was an audition, which is actually part of your real life for a while. I'm
Right.
assuming at some point you stopped auditioning for
it's
things.
over.
But what part of that translates into your real life opera life, in that you need to audition for roles? How does that really translate?
Well, I think anytime you do an audition, it's a good exercise in being calm and communicating with your audience more than anything else. And they will end. You won't have to do them forever. So
Hopefully.
you know, feel good about that. It doesn't go on for an eternity.
What's coming up for you? You're back to Houston and continue your studies? Tell us what happens
Yes,
then.
I'm back at Houston Grand Opera. I'm a studio artist there. This is my second year, and I'm covering the role of Liu, and I'm also working on the role of Alice Ford in Salieri's Falstaff. This summer I'll be performing that role at Wolf Trap Opera.
And Debbie, I know you're booked for probably the next 4 or 5 years. What role are you looking forward to now?
Well, I'm doing Valkyrie at the Met right now, and then I have my first solo CD with EMI is coming out. It's called Obsessions.
I saw
The cover is
it.
pretty
Looks
glam.
Beautiful. I saw the cover.
It comes out in April, and I have a Carnegie Hall recital debut coming up as well, and I'm really excited about.
Debbie Voight, always good to see you.
Thank you, Elliott. Good to see you.
LAQUITA Mitchell, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The Metropolitan Opera National Council audition winners on Breakfast with the Arts will continue.